Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The illegal dumping of various types of materials throughout Greensboro will no longer go unpunished. The Greensboro City Council passed an ordinance designed to crack down on the practice. Activity captured on cameras installed near known disposal sites on public property or private property by the owner's request will now be monitored by staff in the right-of-way division of the Field Operations Department. When an illegal disposal takes place, the video will be sent to Code Compliance in the city's Neighborhood Development Department to find the violators and issue a notice of violation. For the first occurrence, a civil penalty of $500 will be assessed to the violator or owner of the vehicle used to illegally dispose of items. A penalty of $1,000 will be assessed for each subsequent offense, regardless if different vehicles registered to the same owner are used in separate incidents. This new ordinance is expected to offset some of the cost associated with cleaning the environmental and health hazards caused by illegal dumping. Materials most often dumped include bags of household trash, yard and construction waste, furniture, appliances, and tires. To read the complete ordinance, visit the city's website. Greensboro Transit Agency and transit planning consultant ACOM have partnered for an in-depth ADA operational analysis of the Access GSO paratransit service. Through this analysis, ACOM will evaluate service delivery, financial performance and eligibility processes, and identify ways to strengthen the system's best practices. Additionally, the ACOM team will work with GTA to refine and re-engineer other policies and operations to make sure the service is sustainable and aligns with the community's needs. The study will include two phases. The first phase involves the operational analysis, and phase 2 will include implementation and an action plan. As public input is a key component of the study, a public meeting to share information and collect public feedback on the city's ADA transit service took place on Zoom. The meeting is posted on the GTA website for those who were not able to attend. The community is encouraged to complete the Access GSO survey on the website. The survey will remain open through July 31st. Contact GTA if language assistance is needed. For more information on the analysis project, call the project hotline at 1-800-233-6315. All eligible residents throughout Guilford County can apply for the Federal Emergency Rental Assistance Program, or Ewrap. This is intended to assist those financially affected by COVID-19. The program now includes residents who live within the Greensboro city limits. Residents who previously applied to the City of Greensboro's Ewrap program do not need to reapply. Guilford County's Ewrap program provides assistance with rent and utilities, including electricity, water, sewer, trash removal, natural gas, propane, and internet service to help mitigate the financial impact to households who were affected by COVID-19. Applications are accepted in person from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays through Fridays at either of the following locations: the Department of Health and Human Services on Maple Street in Greensboro, or the Department of Social Services on East Russell Avenue in High Point. Residents can also apply by calling 336-641-3000 or accessing the online application from Guilford County's website. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's News for Your Health.
Choking is the fourth leading cause of unintentional injury death. In fact, more than 5,000 people died from choking in the past year. So now we're going to demonstrate choking relief to you. Keep in mind that mild choking is pretty common. You're eating dinner with someone, they may just start coughing, and that's okay. Allow them to cough, and a lot of times they can relieve it themselves. If they do some really hard coughing and making a lot of noise, that's okay. But if the choking becomes severe, what's going to happen is they're clutching at their neck, they may be turning a shade a blue or whatever, but they're not making any noise. So that's when you know it's a very severe thing and it's an emergency. You need to act. So Austin is going to come in. He's choking right now. He's severe. He's clutching at his neck. I got to ask him, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you choking? Okay, so I'm going to help you, all right? So I'm going to turn him around. So to perform abdominal thrust, otherwise known as the Heimlich maneuver, you take one hand with the fist, thumb side in, grab the other hand above the belly button, force it in and up. So I have to do this several times until I can relieve the choking piece, whatever a foreign object that is, out of his airway. And if I'm successful, then I just let him rest. And just keep in mind that you have limited time, 4 to 6 minutes of lack of oxygen. It becomes an emergency and becomes more of a CPR emergency. The brain cells start dying, the heart can be affected, then you may have to go to CPR. Okay, choking relief on children may require slightly different techniques. So if they're shorter, about the height of this mannequin here, you would just have to kneel down to get to their stomach level and be able to do the thrust just the same way you did on adults, except just maybe on your knee. So same technique, just get down on your knee to get to that abdominal level. Choking relief for infants is a little different because of their size. Instead, what we'll do is we will use back slaps and chest thrusts. That means you'll be supporting the head at the jaw, tilting the baby face down, keeping the head below the chest, and giving 5 firm back slaps. Then turning the baby over, still keeping the head down, 5 chest thrusts. So repeat this while the baby is still conscious until the object is removed. Otherwise, if that baby quits responding, then you will have to lay the baby down and begin CPR. Well, the best thing to do if you're choking and alone is not go in a closet, not go in a restroom. You can cough very loudly, but if that doesn't work, you can lay your chest or your stomach over a chair or a table. But at the very least, go out where there are people around, make a commotion. Let people know that you're in trouble so that they can potentially help you. So for someone that's too large, the method would be to go under the arms, or if it's a pregnant woman, you want to do under the arms as well because you want to do chest compressions will force just as much air out as abdominal thrusts, and obviously it'd be very dangerous to do abdominal thrusts on a pregnant woman, so it's best to go up here under the arms. Choking prevention is especially important for children and infants. Obviously not allowing young children to have large pieces of hard candy or things that their immature digestive systems are not able to handle yet. For older adults, obviously alcohol increases the odds of choking. There are certain foods that are more difficult to digest, or if they take large bites of a bagel or a large sandwich, you're trying to cram too much in there at one time. Snack foods like popcorn and grapes or nuts, those things can actually be small enough to just perfectly block the airway. So you just want to be more mindful to chew it more carefully. Those are just some of the tips that would work, but there's no perfect prevention other than just being more mindful about your eating. Thank you for joining me. I hope this information has been helpful. For more information on health and wellness for you and your family, go to conehealth.com/wellness. And remember, don't hesitate to act. You can save a life. I'm Rob Emery.
If you've experienced a sewer line backup at your home, the city is prepared to assist with the damages. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The City of Greensboro has a sewer backup policy designed to reimburse homeowners for damages caused by a blocked sewer line. If a homeowner experiences a sewer backup, they may be eligible to receive assistance from the city to repair the damage. Residential backups generally mean a house may not be in compliance with state plumbing codes, which require a backwater valve along the underground service line of a home. This valve prevents sewage from getting into the plumbing. Reimbursement for damages caused by a sewer backup may be offered by the city if the following criteria is met. If the backup was caused by a blockage in the city's underground sewer main line and not in the connection to the homeowner's underground service line. If this is the first sewer backup at the address in question since February 1st of this year. If the homeowner signed a release waiving any further claims against the city and its staff in exchange for payment. And if the homeowner agreed to install and maintain a backwater valve in the service line to prevent future problems. For more information about the sanitary sewer backup policy, visit the city's website or call the city's contact center at 336-373-2489. Creative Greensboro, the city's Office of Arts and Culture, is accepting applications for its Creative Activation Partners, or CAP program. Creative Activation Partners receive low-cost access to spaces throughout the Greensboro Cultural Center for the preparation and presentation of creative programming. Available spaces include rehearsal studios, classrooms, and meeting rooms. For priority consideration, Guilford County-based individuals and organizations planning to offer creative programs from January to May of 2022 should apply for space before September 1st. Requests for space through December 2021 are currently being accepted on a rolling basis. The CAP program creates a framework to regularly bring in new and diverse individuals and organizations into the center. Creative Greensboro is especially interested in partnering with programs different from what is already being offered at the Cultural Center, with a focus on engaging communities of color, low-income residents, or disabled people. Rental rates for the CAP program start as low as $6 for a 90-minute reservation. Creative Greensboro also provides a limited supply of typical setup equipment and marketing support of partner programs through its social media and newsletter channels. Interested applicants are encouraged to review the program guidelines on the city's website or call 336-373-4371. In other Creative Greensboro news, First Friday will take place at the Greensboro Cultural Center. Visitors are welcome to attend the open house from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday, August 6th. There will be something for everyone, from galleries and performance spaces to visual art, music, and dance lessons. The African American Atelier, Center for Visual Arts, Green Hill, Greensboro Residency for Original Works, and Guilford Native Art Gallery will each be open, showcasing new exhibitions. Show off your best dance moves with Dance Project, participate in children's art activities, and enjoy live music from Kay and Vale Cross, Ashley, Virginia, and Greensboro Opera. Half Pint Harmonies, Kay the Music, Triad Ukulele, and Spinning Dreams, among others, will be on hand to promote the fall arts programs for all ages. Don't miss out on the Cultural Center scavenger hunt for a chance to win some great prizes. First Friday is free to attend. Unvaccinated individuals are required to wear a face covering indoors. For more information about Creative Greensboro and the Greensboro Cultural Center, visit the city's website. Virtual has been the way of life as a result of the pandemic. Now, this is the platform being used to connect job seekers with prospective employers. Coming up after the break, we'll show you how the city is incorporating virtual labs in its workforce toolbox. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The job markets are beginning to show signs of a comeback. This is an ideal time to dust off the resume and learn some new skills. Joining me now to talk about the career labs in virtual reality is Anthony Rogers. He is the Strategic Initiatives Coordinator with Guilford Works. Hello, Anthony. Welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. Well, this is exciting. You have a virtual reality career lab through Guilford Works. How does that help our job seekers?
So the Guilford Works Virtual Career Lab is really a virtual reality experience for individuals. It's an immersive job seeker tool that we have that can provide virtual experiences for individuals to really educate and explore different careers, different modules, residential electrician, HVAC, welding. It's really the opportunity for individuals to experience these fields safely and in an environment that they can control better.
Okay, so just as I said in the lead-in, it's an ideal time to be putting out an application, but maybe you haven't been working for a while, so this could kind of simulate a work experience or a particular job sequence, but in an automated form.
Absolutely. It's the opportunity for individuals who've not worked or been employed for a while, or those transitioning to really identify new skill sets or new occupational trades and just find out, is this an occupation that I would be interested in? It's an opportunity for our youth or young adults to try out or to just explore and introduce them to these fields as well.
Okay, so that kind of covers who you encourage to try out a virtual career lab. So back in the day, I'm not going to date myself, but you took a survey, kind of like what's your interest, and everything was on paper. So now we are high tech and really kind of giving people that visual experience.
Yes, this really gives you that hands-on experience. For instance, our welding module, you virtually will need to put on your welding hat, grab your tools, and in some cases bend down or stoop down. So it really gives that physicality of the experience without the environmental hazards of that particular field.
Good to know. That's exciting. Now, obviously, folks have had a chance to use the virtual reality career lab. What kind of feedback are you getting?
So the feedback is really great. It's amazing the number of individuals that come out of it not realizing how realistic it is or how immersive it is, that literally the entire environment around you is
at your fingertips.
At your fingertips, literally. You can hear the sounds of the environment or see different sites, and it really has been a great experience and great feedback from individuals that have tried it out.
Now, can other organizations who you work with through your office, you're always partnering with employers throughout the community, are they able to have access to this virtual reality tool?
Yes, we actually look forward to our employer partners participating and trying out the experience as well. We look forward to our employers using this as a tool to gauge the skill sets of potential employees, but also referring their talents to this tool so that they can just show that training or use that as a training tool.
Now, I would venture to say this is very cutting edge. Is Guilford Works the only agency in North Carolina using this particular virtual career exploration tool?
Yes, while there are several other organizations that are using and utilizing virtual reality, Guilford Works is the first that's using this platform and this as a career exploration tool. Again, with over 12 modules that we have to provide the experiences in, Guilford Works is looking to do more and be more innovative in the way that we address our skills gap.
Well, this is certainly meeting the mark for innovation. Now, someone listening to this is thinking, this is right up my alley. I want to be able to sample a career before I actually go on site and do it in person. How can they sign up to experience the Career Lab?
Fortunately, because of the diverse areas, we do have this as a portable module as well as a hard line, so to speak, so they can visit our NC Works locations here in Greensboro or at High Point. We've also provided the platform on our mobile career center as well.
Okay, as always, I'm not surprised that Guilford Works has thought ahead and thought of all the ways to make it convenient and accessible to everyone according to your preference. So once again, Anthony, you have wowed us with another groundbreaking tool in your job seeker toolkit, and we look forward to seeing the results of this and how many people actually get introduced to a new field or potentially more skilled in their current field. So look forward to what you have in store on your next visit.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council will continue holding hybrid meetings where they assemble in the council chambers and allow the public to participate virtually. A limited number of people can attend the meetings in person if they want to address the council. They will be allowed to enter the chamber once their agenda item is called and exit immediately after the item is discussed or voted on. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. The City Council meets on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The United Way of Greater Greensboro has hired Kari Garvin as its new president and CEO. The public is invited to meet Garvin during a virtual lunch and learn August 12th from noon to 1 p.m. Garvin, whose career in anti-poverty programs began with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Head Start program, has more than 20 years national, state, and local experience designing and leading systems serving children and families in low-income communities. Immediately prior to joining United Way, Garvin served as executive director of Save the Children's $30 million portfolio of regional Head Start programs, where he managed more than 400 staff serving children and families living in poverty in communities across 6 states. Garvin led the implementation of Great Expectations, a $40 million 10-year signature initiative of the Kate B. Reynolds Charitable Trust, which helps children enter kindergarten and emerge prepared for continued learning and success. His impressive experience also includes leading the state office of the North Carolina Head Start system, comprised of 55 affiliate grantee organizations, including public school systems, community action agencies, county governments, and private nonprofits that served more than 28,000 children and families in all 100 North Carolina counties. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, meet the people who boomeranged back to Greensboro.
Westerwood just is the art and soul of Greensboro is what I call it, really. It's this eclectic, just very diverse, very cultured.
Kind of the same way. I mean, it's an artist neighborhood, and I love like Daniel Park that we're in right now. Beautiful for walking, and Westerwood Tavern, good for hanging out.
My name is Natalie Miller. I'm the owner of the historic Magnolia House in Greensboro, North Carolina. Moved back to take on the family business and to carry on the legacy and do the important work of sharing the historic Magnolia House's narrative and all of the other African American sites here in the area.
I'm Tal Blevins. I'm the owner of Machete Restaurant here in Greensboro, and previously I spent 20 years as a tech journalist in San Francisco. Greensboro really offered us the opportunity to start our own business because it had a lower cost of living, and it also had a lot of open retail area for us to be able to look at. We started as a pop-up out of our house just to kind of test our concept for a Machete Restaurant, and then we were able to find a space and we were able to kind of live our dream.
What's really awesome that I was really impressed by when I first moved here to the Westerwood neighborhood, we have this annual event where all of the neighbors are invited to showcase their art on the porch. And you go to these people's houses and you see what they do outside of their 9-to-5 selves, and it's amazing.
So when we were looking for houses in Greensboro and we were driving around Westerwood neighborhood, we love the different architectural styles here. We have a 1920s arts and crafts house, which has got a lot of character, which is something we wanted. We have fantastic neighbors, so it just had all the amenities that we wanted, as well as being close to downtown too.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. More city services can be paid online in addition to water bills and parking tickets. Residents can now go online and click on the tab entitled Pay Your Miscellaneous Invoice. Options for online payments include false alarms, code enforcement violations, monthly parking deck fees, fire violation inspections, landfill charges, daycare facility fees, and much more. An invoice qualifies as miscellaneous if it's sent by the City of Greensboro and reads Miscellaneous Invoice, City of Greensboro at the top center of the document. These invoices can still be paid in person at the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street or at the Kitchen Operations Center at 2602 South Elm Eugene Street, and by mail at P.O. Box 3136, Greensboro, North Carolina 27402. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the City of Greensboro. The Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the City of Greensboro for its comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2020. The report is judged by an impartial panel to meet the high standards of the program, which includes demonstrating a constructive spirit of full disclosure to clearly communicate its financial story and motivate the public to read the report. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting. Its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. The City of Greensboro has received this prestigious award for 46 consecutive years since 1975. Way to go, GSO. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.